All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Student Support Services Working Group today on May 12th, 2021. We are excited and happy to welcome all of you. My name is Genesis Gonzalez, and I'm the Communications Manager for the Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs and serving as our communications lead on this working group. So again, we thank you and appreciate you watching our live stream. And again, for those who may not be able to make it at this time, we will have this recorded for all of our students and staff and faculty. So thank you very much. I would like to just share and announce our panelists for today. We do have a large group, which is great, a lot of feedback and expertise to share with all of you. I'd like to present our first panelist, Dr. Christine Bender, who's Director of Residential Life. We have Bob Brumbar, Senior Director of Housing Services, Dr. Lindy Phoenix, Director of Student Recreation Center, of course, myself as your moderator today, Dr. Kenneth Hahn, Chief Medical Officer and High Complexity Director at Student Health Services, Brian Haynes, our Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, Cecily Lewis, our Basic Needs Senior Manager for Student Basic Needs, William Rawl, our Senior Administrative Director of Student Health Services, and Michael Schmelzel, Director of International Students and Scholars. So each of them will provide and share their expertise while we go along. Just to let you all know as well, our committee members are a very diverse and large group, so we're welcome and excited to have them as well. I'm sure they are on the line too. So just to give you a quick picture of who those members are, please note that our committee is led by Dr. Brian Haynes, our Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs. Our project manager is Andrea Patrick, and again, of course, myself as the communications lead. So I will take a moment for everyone to look at our staff here, our members that have joined us. Again, staff, students, faculty. So we do appreciate their time and attendance as we work through this group and get ready for our fall reopening. Okay. Just a quick run through of our agenda. Dr. Haynes will kind of be leading us off here with our work group charge and some committee goals. So again, what are some of our objectives and what we are looking to achieve over the next few months prior to our start back in fall? We're going to highlight and answer some specific questions, everything from student health and well-being to student life, basic needs, housing, and res life. So a little bit of everything. And then, of course, our next steps. So as the group, as we look ahead, what are our plans as we move forward? And then, of course, our committee contacts. We have a few contacts to share with all of you. So again, if there are additional questions, concerns that we may not answer during this live stream today, you can feel free to reach out to us as well. All right, I will hand this over to Dr. Brian Haynes.
Thank you so much, Genesis, and thank you so much, panel members, as well as our committee members, many of whom we know are joining us via this virtual town hall session this afternoon. Also, thank you to students, faculty, and staff who are also participating in this virtual session this afternoon. As Genesis mentioned, we're one of 5 work groups established by the Chancellor and the Provost. We are the Student Services Work Group. And one of the tasks, one of the goals of the Student Services Work Group is to ensure a seamless transition to campus for new and returning students in fall of 2021, with the focus obviously on support services, but also co-curricular experiences. And let me take that a few steps further, if I may. Many of our students, last year's entering class, as well as this year's entering class, have never set foot on the UCR campus. We know that we also have seniors, juniors, and sophomores, as well as graduate students, medical students, perhaps who have not set foot on campus in the past year. So part of the charge of this work group is to ensure a seamless return to campus for all of our cohorts of students. And we're definitely excited about some of the ongoing work that this work group is involved in. And this afternoon, we're here and ready to answer questions that you might have about students returning to campus in the fall. And if I may, I'll just give you a disclaimer as we start this conversation. We all know that daily we're getting updates from the CDC, the California Department of Health. We also get timely updates from the president's office in Oakland. So my point is, some of what you might hear this afternoon may in fact change once we near fall quarter or once we start fall quarter. But we're committed today to providing you with information as we know it on May 12th. So again, thanks to our panel members in advance, and thank you in the audience for your participation today as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dr. Haynes. So we will get to our question portion here today. So we'll start off with student health and well-being. How often will students be required to test for COVID-19 upon a fall return?
So this is Dr. Hahn. I'll take this first question. Is following CDC guidelines, students who have completed the COVID vaccine will not be required to have periodic COVID-19 testing. However, if you do have symptoms or feeling sick, they recommend you do get tested. So that will bring us to the next question. I think I'll have William answer that one.
Excellent. So the next question is, if I need if I need testing for COVID-19, where should I go? So for us, if you're on campus and you don't have symptoms, we have the barricade option open from Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. And that is now until the end of June, so June 30th. But if you're displaying symptoms or you're symptomatic and you live on campus or off campus, you can reach out to us at the Student Health Center at 951-827-3031, or you can visit us online at studenthealth.ucr.edu/COVID-19 for more testing options.
So I did want to clarify one more time, is that if you do receive the COVID vaccine and you have no symptoms, there would be no need to get periodic testing. Unless you do feel sick, then we would like to see you here on campus or at the Student Health Center. The next question is, if I need a COVID vaccine, where should I go? You can sign up online, which is the quickest and easiest way, is myturn.gov, and you can make an appointment at the closest vaccination site near where you are. Another option is to come to Student Health. We'll begin to take appointments as of this week, and we do have currently the Moderna vaccine, and that's a 2-shot regimen. You will be fully vaccinated 2 weeks after the second vaccine.
Great, thank you, Dr. Hahn and William. So we do have a few more questions still with student health. Will vaccinations from another country be accepted on campus?
So the short answer is yes. Right now, we're working on updating our website to show that the vaccines that are approved internationally by the World Health Organization will be accepted. So as we work on communication and updating our website, we can show folks or students which particular vaccines those are.
Perfect. Now, is there any specific documentation or proof that will be needed for international students?
Yes, you should receive a card or some kind of documentation that you may be able to upload to the Student Health web portal, which we will have a video for you to view.
Perfect. Thank you, Dr. Hahn, and thank you, William. Now we will go to Dr. Lindy Phoenix. How is the Student Recreation Center ensuring student safety?
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and thank you. A great question, Genesis. Let me first say that we have been very careful to follow the state of California's blueprint for a safer economy in the implementation of multiple new safety measures. And this includes detailed guidance issued by both CDC and Cal OSHA. So we've taken extensive actions to prepare the facilities for the safety of our students upon their return. I won't be able to go through all of them, but let me go through some of the very important ones that we've done. Firstly, we've installed plexiglass shields at all of our service counter locations, similar to as you see in many other locations around the world. We've added the floor stickers, both indoors and outdoors. And these designate queuing spaces, and they also reinforce messaging around social and physical distancing for all of our users. We've increased the physical spacing between all of our exercise equipment to a minimum of 6 feet apart per guidance. We've added multiple disinfectant wipe and hand sanitizer dispensers throughout the facilities. We've modified our hydration stations by disabling the drinking fountain component. And we've switched the water bottle refill activator to be a touch-free foot-operated mechanism. So this makes it hands-free for when you want to refill your water bottle. We've modified our access control system. Some of you may recall that you would have to formerly put your hand on a hand scanner. We've done away with that. It's now a touch-free mobile app-based solution, which allows you to use your smartphone to generate a barcode with an app, and you just scan the barcode now and it'll open the turnstiles for you. We also require all users who come to fill out the daily wellness check survey before they come work out. We've added COVID health and safety educational and informational announcements on signage throughout the facility, as well as on our many video screens. We've even put it on the video screens for the cardio equipment. So you'll know that if you've been there before, you can look at certain things on the cardio equipment too. While we've annexed the MAC gym in the SRC South and used that space to locate exercise equipment there. This gave us about 8,500 additional square feet of space that we used to help us activate more pieces of exercise equipment while keeping all of it spaced apart, per the CDC and Cal OSHA guidelines. We've ensured that all of the cleaning supplies that we use now are the Environmental Protection Agency List N, and this ensures that they effectively kill the COVID-19 virus when used. We reformed our cleaning procedures to enact a much higher intensity of cleaning for especially the high touch areas. And we've purchased ample supplies of PPE, which we provide to all of our staff who are working in the facility. So in addition, I also want to emphasize that we've been very careful to submit our plans to the campus public health task force for review. And I'm delighted to report that this committee positively confirmed that all of our planning and all of our actions complied with all of the health and safety guidelines of the state, county, the campus, and CDC Cal OSHA.
Wonderful, thank you. Next question, are reservations required for the Student Recreation Center?
Yes. So since we've recently reopened the SRC on March 29th, we have implemented a web-based reservation system where students can simply go to our website at recreation.ucr.edu and make a reservation online. We're currently open from noon to 6 Monday through Friday, and we have 1 hour workout periods that you can reserve. And then we have a 30-minute cleaning period in between the workout periods. However, though, I want to let everyone know that with the state of California planning to do away with the current tier system and the associated capacity limits on June 15th, at that time, assuming that we don't experience an additional surge of COVID infections. In alignment with this state guidance, we will plan to cease using the reservation system and allow simple drop-in participation. Of course, we will be sure to carefully monitor the guidelines from the state and the county, and the campus and the CDC, and to make sure we keep our student safety foremost in our planning and our actions.
Thank you very much. And just before we get to our next question here, as always in live, we're gonna switch up a few things here on my screen. I hear we'd like to make this a little bit bigger for everyone. So hold on one second. I'm hoping that works for the group here. And we will come to our next question. Let's see. Hold on one moment again. Sorry, group. Well, as I'm looking for our next question here, I know, Lindy, we did have another question, last one for the SRC. Will the capacity increase at the Student Recreation Center come fall as well?
Yes, I believe it will. So we anticipate that after June 15th, when the state removes the capacity restrictions that are associated with the Blueprint for a Safer Economy tier system, by fall quarter, we'll be open to all UCR students without any capacity limits. And again, we will be closely monitoring the overall health environment, as well as progress on vaccinations and infection rates, make sure that any actions that we take are in alignment with the approved health and safety practices of the campus and the state.
Perfect, thank you so much. So again, I apologize to everyone here. It seems like my screen is not quite showing the larger picture of some of these questions. So we're still working on that, but we'll continue to go through our Q&A portion here as well. So the next question will be for Dr. Haynes. Have all office and classroom spaces been thoroughly cleaned and disinfected? And if not, are there plans to do so?
Yes, and I'll just start at the highest levels of our institution. I think that most of you are aware of the fact that one of our overarching guiding principles in reference to returning to campus is safety. That's safety for all of our students, faculty, and staff. And thus, all of the classroom spaces have been cleaned, and I'm sure they will be cleaned and disinfected again before fall quarter. It's my understanding that the HVAC systems have also been cleaned, new filters installed. So those measures have been taken by our campus facilities staff under VC Bamati's leadership. Again, we want to stress the fact that one of our pillars for reopening is safety, and we take all safety measures seriously. And you've already heard some of that from our colleagues who have provided responses to previous questions. So the short answer is yes to this question. And it will be continuously monitored when we return and reopen campus in the fall. But I also want to say to the participants, a lot of these measures, though, are individual measures that we should and need to take. Hand washing, social distancing. If you're in a desk in a class or at a desk in a classroom, it probably won't hurt for you to have some wipes or other cleaning supplies that you bring to class or you bring to your office. I know many of the offices will have PPE and cleaning supplies. So while the university's taking steps at the highest level, a lot of these also will play out on an individual case-by-case level as well.
Wonderful, thank you, Dr. Haynes. Very important question. I'm sure many of us have on our minds right now. So I'm hoping, I've been told, it looks like the screen is working better. We've got a bigger PowerPoint with questions. So we will continue and move ahead. So thank you everyone for your patience. All right, next question. What will occupancy look like for fall quarter? And that examples are singles, doubles. So this is under our housing and res life topic. So Bob.
Hi, everyone. This is one of the most frequently asked housing questions. With the projected vaccination mandate in place and a continuation of our current infection rate trends, campus housing is expected to be fully open with normal capacities and configurations for fall. For first-year students in our residence halls, that means that we anticipate assigning most students to doubles and even triples for fall. In the campus apartments, we will have both single and double occupancy rooms within the apartments, depending on a student's stated preference. There is no guarantee for first-year freshmen this year because of the uncertainties of the pandemic, but we do expect to have more than enough housing for first-time freshmen.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Bob. Next question for Dr. Christine Bender with Res Life. Will we have living learning communities and other specialized communities come fall quarter?
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. Residential Life is excited to bring back our traditional residential experiences for residents this fall. This will include, of course, community building, engagement, programming, specialized initiatives, our student governments and organizations such as RHA, NRHH, and CARA, and of course, our living learning communities as the question specifically asked. As a reminder, we have affinity-based LLCs such as Mundo, Path, Marcaz, Stonewall, academic-based LLCs such as Chaz, Ingenuity, Honors, Pre-Business, and Sims. And we also have some identity-based LLCs such as Strides to Success, which is for our sophomore population, as well as Pathways for our transfer students. If individuals want any additional information on LLCs, they can find that on the UCR Housing webpage. And then, of course, for our specialized housing, such as gender-inclusive housing and family housing, those will continue just as they have throughout the pandemic.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. All right, now we're going to take a look at our international students, and I will look to Michael here as the expert. Next question, are there specific immigration requirements for international students prior to a return on campus?
Right. Thank you, Genesis. My name is Michael Schmelzley. I'm the Director of International Student and Scholar Services. One thing I want to say right from the beginning is that our international students are first and foremost UCR students. And this entire discussion that we're having today with you is all with international students in mind to protect them, to make sure that they have a successful and productive time while they're here in Riverside. And hopefully that they'll have a chance to get out and see the beautiful area around here. One of the things that really distinguishes our domestic students from our international students is that our international students are subject to immigration regulations. The past year has been a bit of a roller coaster ride with changes happening almost overnight, and they really weren't taking into account the needs of students at universities. But we now have entered a stage of calm, which is good. And some of the concerns that we've had in the past, for example, registration requirements to maintain your student status, your student visa F1, have been normalized. And so what we have been doing since March of 2020 is now going to be in effect through the upcoming academic year 21-22. We don't have any questions right now that we're looking to hear from the government on, other than a few questions about the ability to enter the United States if you're just beginning your program or if you have an I-20 that doesn't have a start date after the 1st of August. But that's what our office is here for. If you have any questions about those, we work with our international students that are continuing, we work with our international students who are initial, coming in for the first time, and we work for those who are outside the US. So if you have any questions about what's happening immigration-wise, please feel free to contact us at internationalstudents@ucr.edu. That's international students with an S at the end, one word, at ucr.edu, and we'll be happy to help you. I also would like to point out for our international students who are watching this, if you have any questions or want some more information about any of the topics that are suggested today, and you don't know who to talk to, contact us and we'll be able to hook you up with the person who can give you the help. Okay, thank you very much, Genesis.
Thank you, Michael. And you make some great points. So again, I know we're throwing a lot of questions and answers out during this live session. Please know that we will have our contact information at the end of this presentation. So again, if there are any questions, concerns, as we continue to move ahead over the next few months, please feel free to reach out. Like Michael said, not only is his department, but our other departments from housing to the SRC and basic needs, we are all here to support our students as we look to return to come to fall. So we are very excited. And I know for myself, I think we're all excited if we can come back to campus in a safe and great way. So that would be wonderful. So now on to the next question here, basic needs. I will throw this question to Cecily Lewis. How will basic needs continue to support our students with food, housing, and basic needs insecurities?
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Genesis, for this question. So basic needs will continue to support students with their basic needs insecurities like food and housing through the many programs that we offer, like our pantry, which is our food pantry for currently enrolled UCR students. And students can receive a bag of groceries, hygiene items, some childcare items through the pantry. We also have our grocery card program where students are able to apply bi-weekly to receive essentially a $50 gift card to support their food security needs. We also we have our emergency housing program, which is continuing to grow and develop for students who might experience housing displacement or homelessness at any time during their academic journey. We have our ECRT, our emergency grant program for students experiencing any financial challenges. And we're continuing to grow the many programs that we have currently that address student basic needs. And so for more information on how to access those resources, feel free to visit us at basicneeds.ucr.edu. Also, if you have social media, please follow us at UCR Basic Needs. And we're constantly updating those sites with various resources and our new hours, et cetera. So please feel free to reach out to us through that. And then I know at the end, we'll also give you our email address as well.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Cecily. And then another question now to student life, and this will be to Dr. Haynes. Will student events or activities remain online come fall, or will there be an option for in-person events and activities? Very hot question.
Yeah, that's a great question. And before I respond to this specific question, I just want to echo something that Michael mentioned. Our work as an SSWG, Student Services Work Group, is for all students at UCR, and we take that charge seriously. But to the question at hand here, right now, I think everyone understands that our campus, we're not open for major events on our campus. But as we pivot to fall quarter, we are monitoring daily the changes in California Department of Health guidelines, CDC guidelines, as some of my good colleagues have mentioned early on during this session. But as it relates to the big programs in the fall, like Block Party, which is sponsored by ASPB, and some of the other mega events, we have already made a determination that those events will not be in-person events or activities. That stated, as we get closer to fall quarter and we get a better understanding about vaccination rates, where we are from a public health perspective, we might have some small scale events on campus, but we have already made the determination not to have our fall block party. The other part of this conversation is Big West Conference athletics. We know that they're making determinations as we speak about attendance at games in the fall. Again, expect an announcement soon regarding some of the athletic events. So hopefully that sort of answers it. We anticipate as we get closer to fall quarter, we'll have more clarity, so to speak, as it relates to some of the smaller types of in-person events and or activities that many of our students are used to participating in.
Great, thank you, Dr. Haynes. I was going to toss in there as well. Anything you want to touch on with commencement, as that's just around the corner, and that being a new modified version of an in-person event?
Correct. Well, we're excited. We had a conversation with the ASUCR leadership, i.e. the president, about a week or so ago. And in partnership with the commencement task force, and obviously being ultimately approved by the provost and the chancellor, students will be allowed to bring 2 guests to the commencement activities, and they will be able to participate with their student in the processional across the stage, taking a picture. We will not have seating in the venues, which is the theater as well as the SRC. So we're excited to announce that change. For all of the participants, we're requiring either a negative test 48 hours before the event or proof of a COVID vaccination. So we're putting in safety measures, but we're also working to ensure that students can at least celebrate this milestone event in their life with at least 2 guests.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr. Haynes. I know that too is an ongoing topic, and it sounds like more to come as we get closer to fall around our events and activities. So thank you. Now we'd like to turn to next steps. So where do we go from here with this working group? Like I said, we have been charged by the chancellor and over the next few months to look at how we reopen some of our student-facing services. So first, I'd like to highlight that this group has been discussing and talking about a student ambassador program in collaboration with the WELL. So when we talk about a student ambassador program, we are looking at some of our student workers, volunteers, to assist us on campus. And again, this is just to ensure the safety and well-being of our students, staff, and faculty. So definitely more information to come. We will be highlighting that and also looking to recruit some of our students come fall. So we will be sharing more as the months come along. We do have some updates from basic needs and also some additional housing. So I'll turn it over to Cecily Lewis.
Hello again, everyone. So Basic Needs is hiring student staff for the art pantry and for our CalFresh outreach efforts. So if you're a student and interested in applying, please visit Handshake. The positions are posted there, and we look forward to meeting you soon.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Cecily. And now back to Bob. I know you had some additional information for housing just to ensure our students, meet any deadlines.
Right, I might have mentioned that before, sorry about that. But again, noted on our webpage, there is no, unfortunately, a first-year freshman housing guarantee this year, again, because too many uncertainties around the pandemic. But we do know that we have plenty of housing for first-time freshmen. So we encourage everyone to continue to submit contracts for that. And we have waiting lists, an application open for our campus apartments and a waiting list there that students are welcome to get on as well.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Right. So just in final note here, again, I know there's a lot of information that is being shared and probably more questions that all of you have or would like to be answered. So we are providing our contact information here. Again, our charge is being led here by Dr. Haynes. And of course, you saw some of the names on our working group. So feel free to reach out. You can always contact us at vcsa@ucr.edu. I know Dr. Phoenix had mentioned from the Student Recreation Center. We do have recinfo@ucr.edu. And then Michael had mentioned our international students. So international students at ucr.edu. And of course, Cecily, who is looking for some of our student volunteers, also at Basic Needs, we have basic needs at ucr.edu. Now, I know this is just a small portion of our contact information. So again, feel free to reach out to any of our departments. As you may have saw from our original slide of our group, we have a little bit of everybody from housing, basic needs, international students, the SRC. We've got students on here as well. So again, don't hesitate to reach out with any questions or concerns. We are continuing to work over the next coming months. Our group continues to meet on a bi-weekly schedule. So again, any updates, questions, we are happy to answer over the next few months. I will just turn this one last to Dr. Haynes for any final thoughts, as he is our committee chair. And again, we really do appreciate your time and attendance today. And for those of you who might want to share this recording with some of your colleagues, friends, please do so, as this is recorded. We do appreciate that. So Dr. Haynes.
Yes, and thank you again, Genesis, for facilitating this session. Again, we just want to echo the fact that our committee charge is to ensure that we have a seamless return to campus for all of our students. We're excited that students will be back in the fall. We're excited to reopen our student-facing operations. Again, as Genesis mentioned, if you have any questions, here are several emails you can send or forward your questions to. We will also ensure that through other messages to the campus that you can reach out to the other members of this committee as well. So again, thank you so much for your time today, and we look forward to seeing you and our students on campus fall quarter.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everyone.